The city of Nottingham has been shaken by a series of attacks which left 2 teenage students and another man dead. Barnaby Webber, 19, Grace O'Malley Kumar, 19, and a man in his 50s were fatally stabbed. 3 people were hit by a van police believe was stolen from the older stabbing victim. A suspect was tasered by police before being arrested on suspicion of murder. Counter-terrorism police are involved in the investigation, but no link to extremism has been confirmed. Police said they were still in the early stages of the inquiry into the attacks, which occurred during the early hours of Tuesday, and had yet to determine an exact motive. The BBC has been told by official sources the 31-year-old suspect was originally from West Africa but had been in the UK for many years and had settled status. It is also understood the man has a history of mental health issues. That is why at this stage, while counter-terrorism police are assisting the investigation, they are not running it. He did not have a criminal record, they added. Several roads in Nottingham were closed throughout the day as police combed for evidence, and armed officers were seen on the city's streets. Nottingham City Council leader David Millen said the city was in shock and mourning, while the city's 3 MPs said the area had been devastated by the bloodshed. Police have not formally identified the victims, but Mr. Webber, a student at the University of Nottingham, was named by friends and family. In a statement, his family, from Taunton in Somerset, said, "Complete devastation is not enough to describe our pain and loss at the senseless murder of our son." At 19 he was just at the start of his journey into adulthood and was developing into a wonderful young man. As parents we are enormously proud of everything he achieved and all the plans he had made. His brother is bereft beyond belief, and at this time we ask for privacy as a family, to be allowed time to process and grieve. The amateur cricketer was described by Somerset's Bishop's Hull Cricket Club as a dear friend whose memory would live on. A tribute continued. Webbs joined the club back in 2021 and has since then been a key part of our club and made such an impact in such a short space of time. Taunton School, which he attended, said the school community was heartbroken at the news of his death. He was a much-loved, kind and engaging character. That a younger man of such promise should lose his life in these circumstances is utterly devastating, it said. Grace O'Malley Kumar has been named locally as the second victim and a talented sportswoman. The man in his 50s has also not been named by the authorities. England Hockey said it was deeply saddened by O'Malley Kumar's death. Grace was a popular member of the England U16 and U18 squads and our thoughts are with Grace's family, friends, teammates and the whole hockey community at this time, it said. London-based Woodford Wells Cricket Club, close to the Essex border, also paid tribute to their former player, describing her as a fiercely competitive, talented and dedicated cricketer and hockey player who was fun, friendly and brilliant. And Southgate Hockey Club in London said it was shocked and devastated by the death of the much-loved team member. The deadly episode unfolded in less than 2 hours. Police were called out to Ilkeston Road around 4 o'clock BST where they found the 2 students fatally injured. Sometime after 5 o'clock the body of the man whose van was apparently stolen was found with knife wounds in Magdala Road, just under 2 miles, 3.2 kilometers, from the scene of the first 2 killings. Around 5:30 the van was driven into 3 people waiting at a bus stop on Milton Street in the city centre. One of those hit remains in hospital fighting for their life. The other 2 were lucky to escape with minor injuries. Shortly after the van attack the vehicle was stopped in nearby Maples Street and the suspect was detained after being tasered. In the afternoon armed officers carried out a raid on a property on Ilkeston Road. Nottinghamshire Police, which described the incident as horrific and tragic, said detectives were not looking for anyone else in connection with the inquiry. Mr. Millen told BBC Breakfast it had been an awful day for the city but the spirit of Nottingham will shine through this. It was shown right at the start of this as people ran to help those who had been driven into as they were waiting for a bus first thing in the morning, he said. The flag on Nottingham's council house has been lowered to half-mast and a book of condolence opened. People have also been invited to lay flowers on the steps of the building and its lights will be lowered as a mark of respect. A vigil, including a minute's silence, will be held on Thursday evening in the Old Market Square.